Cheated on by one night stand. Hi all. I am seeking advice on my situation. My 22F partner 24F of over a year recently cheated on me, drunk at a party, through a one-night stand. She did not have contact with this individual prior, or after the act. My partner was drunk, and decided to cheat. Prior to this, she was an amazing partner. Supportive, loving, all around great. I was not a great partner during the start of our relationship, unsupportive, uncommitted, but have grown and went through therapy. Immediately after, my partner drove 2 hours to see me to confess to cheating. She was apologetic, took full responsibility. She told her mom, sisters, and close friends. I initially wanted to work through it, but she decided to break up with me to figure out some things on her own. She has repeatedly told me she wants to try again, but needs time to figure out some of her own personal issues. Our last 2 months were, in both of our eyes, the best we had. We agreed, at least on my side, of becoming a supportive, caring partner. However, during these final 2 months is when my partner admitted to having developed an uneasiness in her chest about our relationship, that it felt wrong. We have now been broken up for a few weeks, still on and off texting. For some reason, I am not as upset as I feel like one would be. I still love her immensely, care about her and see a future. We had a very mature breakup in person. I guess I am just struggling to comprehend and am still holding on to hope for the future, and seeking advice. We both believe that later down the line, if it is meant to be, it will. I have told my family and friends what happened as well. Any thoughts, advice, or opinions? Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, she's 2 hours away, is out drinking at parties, and y'all broke up so she could figure some things out. Is she still going out and sleeping around? Is that what she needs to figure out? Are you cool with that? If so, carry on? Op answer, she has a sports team friend group same time that she has gone out with since we have started talking. She has always been extremely transparent, never hid anything. She is not going around sleeping around. She says she needs time to be single and figure it out. Redditor 2, I think she's dealt with it in a surprisingly mature way, and I don't say that very often. That being said, the whole I feel uneasy about our relationship and need to figure things out sort of situation is never a good sign. She may be pursuing someone else while keeping you as a second option. You probably don't feel too bad because she sounds actually remorseful and took full responsibility, but don't let that be the sole indicator that it won't happen again or that this relationship didn't take damage. I would take the apology and keep a good friendship, but move on romantically, myself. Op answer, I completely understand that view. She is not seeing anyone. She truly is taking time to go to therapy and talk about things she has never talked about. For now, I am moving on and for the best. Maybe down the line, if she wants to sit down and talk about therapy, how she has grown, we can have that discussion. Redditor 3, I don't say this often at all. In fact, this may be 1 in a 1,000, but that sounds like real remorse. It sounds like she really wants to learn and grow. I have no clue if you two have a real future, but there is at least a very real chance she walks out of this a far better person. All you can do is focus on you and become a better edit, my bad woman. Someday if you two decide to try again, maybe it will be because of that growth and because she can't imagine life without the woman you may become. So, no matter what happens with her, go forth and become that woman. I 22F cheated on through one night stand by ex-girlfriend 24F update. Hello all, I wanted to provide an update after my previous post, where my 22F ex-girlfriend 24F cheated on me through a one-night stand and had remorse, and immediately confessed. She called me out of the blue tonight. We talked for an hour. A lot of heated emotions on my end. She told me that since the beginning of the relationship, she changed into a person she did not recognize, and into someone she didn't want to be. This was because of our relationship. Once she was single last weekend out with the same friends who she cheated on me with, they said she looked happier and more than herself than ever before. She said there is no chance we will be together again. I wish her nothing but the best. This was the truth. Thank you all for the support. Update: difficulty moving on. Hi all. I posted here a few weeks back describing the situation I am in with my breakup, cheated on, broken up with. My ex 24F confessed to cheating with me 22F on 8/21. Formally broken up with on 9/5, strung me along until she called me to tell me to move on. She is the happiest she has been on 9/17, and blocked about 1 week ago on everything message, social media after I essentially went off on her about posting photos, videos of her hanging out with the person she cheated on me with, working out together, taking shots at the bar together. Today has been very difficult for me. I still love and miss my ex. I got pretty close with her family, but I know that I sabotaged any hope of anything as a result of me lashing out in response to her posts with the person she cheated on me with. I am having a very hard time moving on, as I truly believed our relationship could have worked and had potential. I've been doing all the things, staying busy with school, hobbies, etc., but it is just really hard because I feel like we really aligned with values and our lives. Just a rant, I guess. Update: ex reached out after blocking me on everything. Wanted to provide an update. 10 days ago I was feeling low. In a bad spot. It's been about 2 months since the initial breakup. She finally reached back out to me over text. She said, "Hey, XXXXX, I just wanted to give you a call." Left a voicemail, but no need to call back if you don't want to. I would like to talk with you and what happened. There's some things that I need to tell you. I wanted to let you know that XXXXXX passed away on Sunday. I know you wanted to know if anything happened. Not sure if that changed, but I wanted to respect your request to know. I hope you're doing well. Honestly, I did not tell her to keep me updated with her family. She is somehow turning her reaching out on me, which has brought out the narcissism and selfishness in her that led her to cheat, break up with, and block me in the first place. Upon my initial posting, I never thought I wouldn't respond to my ex. I would have killed for this moment. Now, I am so glad that I have moved forward. They always come back when you are happy and moving on, right? Thank you everybody for helping me get to the point I am at today. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, I'm so glad you're doing better, but you're right to be suspicious. They reach out when a fair fog turns into real life. I hope you'll continue to stay North Carolina. Op answer, it's tough, I'm not going to lie. I'm a curious person, I like to have answers and avoid the unknown. A fair fog, I like that term. Redditor 2, do not answer under any circumstance. Remember, you are North Carolina. North Carolina with her means, North Carolina with everything related to her. You are doing great moving on. I read your previous post and got to point out, she is an unworthy person. Hold on and let me try again. Actually, she is trash and you deserve much better. Op answer, appreciate this. In this moment I'm actually having a tough time not replying. However, as I type up drafts in my notes section of my phone, I wouldn't even know what to say. In her voicemail, she said twice, "You don't need to call me back," as though it's her decision to decide whether I talk to her or not. I'm not going to reply, but man, it's tempting sometimes. Redditor 3, nothing will ever say more to her and affect her more deeply than your complete and utter silence. Not one word will have more impact. Not one action will hurt her more. No meeting, no closure, nothing. She deserves nothing more than to know that you are no longer a part of her life in any way, shape or form. Not responding sends the loudest and simplest message possible. Story 2. Wife is divorcing me for her AP. My 34M wife 33F is divorcing me for her affair partner. She cheated on me with him while on a work trip 2 weeks ago. Even before the trip, I was concerned about her going on it since she's been acting very odd, extremely distant, not talking much, ect. She told me I had nothing to worry about, of course. Before her trip, she told me she was depressed but said I don't know when I asked her what she was depressed about. I pressed her for weeks before the trip and she wouldn't tell me anything was wrong. Then the work trip happens. After confronting her, she didn't show nearly as much remorse as I would expect. She told me she needed time to think about us and what she wants. Big red flag. I told her I still wanted to work on the marriage for our kids, 2 boys, one 3 and the other 18 months. She told me there's nothing to work on in our marriage, since she never loved me emotionally, ever doesn't find me attractive, and could not list any good memories we've had shared with each other in the 15 years we've been together. We started dating when she was 17, and have been married for 10 years. I asked her why she begged me to marry her in the first place, and she told me she didn't want to be lonely. Now she's monkey branching to the AP, and telling me it's important I don't hate him. What? Of course I'm not going to be okay with another man raising my children 50% of the time, let alone the AP. She told me to see a therapist. Where am I going wrong with this? I was cheated on, now being divorced for the AP, and was then told the last 15 years of our relationship had been a lie. The good news is my appetite is coming back and I'm starting to sleep better. I've always worked out, will certainly continue to do so, but I'm starting to eat healthier as well. Can anyone out there help me through this nightmare? Redditor's reactions, story 3 after. Redditor 1, cheaters like to make a new story or new history. It's not on you, my friend. Redditor 2, can anyone out there help me through this nightmare? Sadly, we can only offer words of encouragement, offer applause at your successes, and offer critical advice when you are ducking up. Divorce is a hellscape you have to navigate on your own. Get an experienced family law attorney. Start hitting the gym hard. Avoid alcohol and drugs. Get a therapist that you can connect with. And I tell everyone this who are where you are, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Every day. Some days it's going to be harder than others. Some days it's going to be taking 2 steps forward only to get knocked back 3. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and you will walk out of this nightmare. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. Redditor 3, what helped me was realizing that a cheating spouse isn't the person you fell in love with. That person is gone. Any romantic feelings you have for her still are feelings you have for your idealized memory of her. This type of cheating isn't a mistake. It's a deep betrayal caused by a number of intentional acts and lies. This behavior can only occur where one partner no longer cares for or respects the other. She ain't your friend anymore, sorry to tell you. Redditor follow-up, well, I tend to agree applied to this particular case, with the description given by OP. But in general I struggle with that thought, that a person is simply gone. because I believe people are complex. So they can be many things at the same time. They are the old person, but they also are the new person. The old person is not simply gone. The complex person has simply done something that was always in there, a potential. And we are all flawed, we all make mistakes, we all need second chances. Story 3, Looking for Creative Assets, Splitting Ideas. Hi Reddit. My wife and I are splitting up, 8 years married. We have 2 kids, 7 and 3. We have a house that's heavily leveraged, pretty much no equity left after refinance and market downturn, and now have a car each. She earns $65K, I earn around $180K. And in spite of the pay gap, she's not the only one, or even the major party to have made painful career decisions for the good of the family and taking care of the kids. So far we live together and in no huge rush to leave the family home. We're mostly fine, though I do fear it might turn toxic. She'd like to remain in the house, and I would as well. That's where the problem is. We don't want to nest switch who live in the house weekly, and we want to keep the house as the kids' school and support network are here. My argument is that I'll be able to keep living here until kids go to university. She can't afford it without constant spousal support. Kids are pretty much equally attached, and we'll do 50-50 in any case. I'd like to know what options we have for her to keep the house, while I'm not the one left responsible to keep up this situation indefinitely. I'd also ideally move to a place of my own, which kids can also call home, and not rent for the foreseeable future. I'd be mostly good with this scenario. I'm not a finance expert, but I'd be okay with creative financial solutions that can leverage my high earning status. Any ideas? Sincerely, me. Update: when has enough time passed to have time with others? So we've decided to separate about a month ago, and we're taking things super slow. We say it's about the small kids, who are change averse, but also maybe because it's painful to cut your life in two. We still live together, hell even share the same cold, dead bed most nights just out of convenience. We'll probably share the same house for a few months to a year, which is on one hand good, on the other terrible. We're both done, at the very least. I need some real distance and new experiences to even consider reconciliation, and I suspect that she does as well, but I'm not putting any hopes it's possible after all that happened. We're mostly amicable, mostly for the kids, though there are still some residual warm feelings that are burning their last oil, so it seems at least. Part of the new experiences I need is physical intimacy with other women. It's been so long since I've touched and been touched, that I feel as if I'm walking in some ghost realm. I'm not looking for a relationship, just some intimate human connection. My fear is that it will break the delicate balance in our house, and will create more grief than good. At the risk of crowdsourcing important decisions, I'd like to use the collective wisdom of this wonderful community. Update: toxic feelings. My wife and I are getting separated and divorced. I'm mostly okay with that aside from not seeing my kids every day. The warm and fuzzy feelings towards her are mostly gone by now. Took years, replaced first by pain, then bitterness, now with cold acceptance. We still live together, mostly amicably. I think I'm ready for casual relationships. I flirt with women, and will pursue them once I get a place of my own, or sooner if I decide to stay for a bit longer in the family home. Time will tell. My problem is with goddamn jealousy. It's hard for me to imagine my SDBXW flirting with other men, texting with them, seeing them, being physical and intimate with them. It's nothing she really did, just the thought of it. I know where it's coming from. She had at least one physical affair, and I'm 100% certain an emotional one as well. I was devastated, and that's when I got those strong reactions. It wasn't immediate but recent enough. I'd like to be neutral towards her. She's a free person now for years now, truth be told, and now that we've decided to split, I should feel unburdened and free, but somehow I'm not. How did you deal with similar feelings? Was having time with others the secret to lingering jealousy? Was it therapy, meditation? Was it simply moving out? Redditor's reactions update. Redditor 1, I say this as a guy. You should listen to the podcast The Black Phillip Show. It's on Spotify and YouTube, and they talk about this exact issue. You're still acting on emotion and your ego, which is why you think you own her body and get jealous. But you don't own her body, she just chose to not sleep around, until she did. And you're still mad about that because of your ego. The way to go about this is honestly move out and be single. You're not ready for a relationship, not for a few years, man. You need to completely reconfigure who you are and what you stand for. Right now you're just pouting and throwing a fit because she doesn't want you anymore, but she didn't since she cheated on you, but you weren't brave enough to break up and move on. You're still not, which is why you're trying to jump to another distraction instead of work your own issues out. Stop trying to take the easy road. Get the divorce. Move out. Be single for a year or two, don't duck around, don't drink, take care of yourself and start holding yourself to real standards. If you don't, you will just keep creating chaos in your life as you jump from woman to woman trying to run away from your demons. Answer, thanks for your perspective, I appreciate you taking the time to articulate it. I tried listening to the Black Phillip Show, but I couldn't tbh. Completely rubs me the wrong way. I think NMMNG goes way more into the core of it, without unnecessarily degrading people in the process. Yeah, I don't feel that I own her body, or anything else in her. It's probably a learned response that I just can't shake off. And you're right, I should probably move out to fully get rid of it and open a new chapter. Redditor 2, I didn't have this issue. When my ex-wife cheated, that was it. I cut the relationship off and sought divorce immediately. I would suggest moving out. That's always a tough situation. Answer, thanks, man. Yeah, I should have done that. I chose to stay around for the kids. They're extremely attached to both of us, making it hard to move out now, too. Plus she seemed to deeply repent at the time, though I wouldn't put much weight to her words knowing what I know now. Update, SDBXW imploding in slow motion, I'm exploding in slow motion. Fuck, this is hard. I'm here having a late night beer on the effing couch. Kids asleep upstairs. She's in the bedroom doing duck all, don't know, wish I didn't care. Probably sleeping. Just wanted to have a good life. Love and be loved, fully. Gave it everything I had and didn't have, gave her all my heart, all my attention, all my inner resources. She's still broken, was before I met her 10 years back, will be after. Destroying her life, our relationship, our life. She tries to keep it together, but she's ducking broken, and no matter my love, my utter devotion all those years, she'll stay that way until she really, truly decides to unbreak herself, which I suspect will take a long, long time. Had an affair with a daycare dad who gave her some attention. Then 99% another one with an old friend, which is an on-again off-again thing now from what I gather. They're both complete deadbeats. Complete losers who cheat and ruin lives as well, complete shoals and ducking idiots to boot, barely able to hold conversation that isn't about them. I know this for a fact, talked to them and did research hours I will not gain back. And they're so different from me, completely 180 degrees opposed in all personality traits. No, I don't think I'm perfect, far from it, but damn it, I'm completely not like them. How the duck did I end up here? Uck. I know, I mistook my dream for reality. Writing was there to begin with, but I glorified the good and covered up all the acid she threw my way. There was lots of good at first, in my defense. Oh well. Now I'm ducking stuck. Just stuck. We're divorcing, but I love my kids so much, cannot break their little hearts so soon. Ducking hell, just hate the situation I've put myself, and now my kids in. Folks, don't let your kids marry self-destructive people. It's a time bomb that Bruce Willis won't be able to defuse. End of ducking rant. Sorry for the ducking profanity, I'm usually civil to a fault, just had a moment of letting go. I'll have a good life, just not at this very moment. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, that's rough, man. If it helps, it's not as uncommon as you think. You read this stuff for a while and you start to realize it's practically a script that gets followed. Op answer, thanks for responding here. Yeah, I know it's one of the ways life goes. I've been the nice guy, she was the wounded one. If only I knew. Not sure what I'd do with the knowledge, though, I love my kids too much. Used to love her too much, as well. Happy Reddit birthday, kind stranger. Redditor 2, new chapter. Take the lessons learned and keep your mind open. Redditor 3, you have written the manifesto for most people here. We tried, we did all the right stuff. We believed in the fantasy. None of it is real, we should have been investing in ourselves all along. Op answer, correct. And have better discernment mechanisms, to ed out incompatible, or basically broken people.